Damn it, Marcus.
Everyone on Spreaker, welcome to Into the Abyss. I don't know what's going on right now with Facebook.
Facebook sucks.
Facebook is stupid. I agree.
Do you normally go live from the podcast page or from RU Media?
There we go. We're live now. We go live from StreamYard, and then we stream live at YouTube, and we stream live on the Facebook, and we're also on Spreaker, all three at once. So we have all sorts of chats open. Except, God, it's a challenge trying to get people to go to YouTube. It's like Facebook is the easiest one to find, so that's one that gets the most views.
Nice,
but that's okay. Not disappointed by that. But everybody, welcome to Into the Abyss once again. As you can see, Zarina Crow is not here. But we do have Dead Republic here with us, and we have lots of fun stuff to talk about. So we're just going to dive right into it, guys. So real quick, it's not very often that we have so many people on the show all at once. So just in case anybody does not know who you guys are, let's start off with Marcus Hogg.
Yo.
Before he gets into a ramble, where's the Facebook link to share?
It should be on Facebook. The RU Media Network page.
Okay, carry on.
and so that right there, that's Mike Hatcher. And then below Mike to the diagonal, we have the married couple.
Whoop, whoop. You guys are under these notes.
That is the Wards, John and Hillary Ward. So, man, this is going to be a great show. I've known you guys for a while. Marcus was on Ectovision Paranormal with me, with the infamous. I know, and so we've all worked together. We've all investigated together. So we're all in for a treat here. So let's kind of just like introduce, like, how did you guys become a team?
Well, I think it was me and John started talking about how we should start doing stuff together, and it kind of formulated from there. And John started talking to Mike, and it started really coming together after that. John can go into more detail on that one.
Yeah, no, I mean, we just wanted to essentially create a group where everybody had like minds. We all wanted to come together to create, a documentary, and obviously more documentaries to come from now. But yeah, I mean, my main goal was to just get together with people that wanted to make documentaries and shared the same interests. And Marcus and I had been talking for close to a year at that point. And
at least.
And then Mike and I just kind of got introduced through a kid I graduated high school with, randomly enough. But yeah, I mean, it's been definitely a blessing.
John started really.
Yeah, and then Mike and I just kind of got introduced through.
We're on a delay.
No, Mike had Facebook Live up on his phone with the audio turned down.
I'm like, I don't know if this is like a bad acid trip or what's going on right now.
I'm trying to share it, and it just keeps on my computer.
Honestly, I'm trying to do the same thing, and Facebook is being stupid. So
Mike did this when we were with the Goose too.
Nice. What's up, Chris, Billy, and Eddie?
So yeah, I'm on Facebook trying to share this throughout the Facebook realm. So like normally, like I have a co-host, and it makes it easier for me to go and do this because I'm horrible at multitasking. I suck at it. So you guys just got started, and you guys make documentaries, right? And so who is the editor?
Mike.
I did this one.
Yeah, the guy to my right,
To your left.
up
actually
here,
that guy.
up here.
That guy.
So
I did all the editing on this one. All the graphic design work, logos, everything. The next one is on Marcus.
What? Marcus?
Yep.
Really?
I get the next one. Yeah.
All right. So a lot of people are already familiar with a lot of Marcus's work, so we'll be in a treat for that.
I
So
know, but,
that's pretty cool.
But the Mike put a lot of work into this, and I mean, I was there for. I'd go over there and just be like, just looking at how many layers he had and how much we were putting together, and it was just like, I get it, but he put so much work into doing the layers, the graphics, everything like that. That's amazing. It kind of reminded me of McGill,
I think
what he would do.
I think we use like what, 5 terabytes?
Yeah, seriously,
it.
close to. I mean, we were there for 24 hours, and I mean, it was just nonstop dumping video.
Mike
You
was
did.
trying to knock him out, but was unsuccessful in his attempts.
Marcus is one tough motherfucker. Like, so he was like in this like horrible car accident, and then that same night he comes out on an investigation with us.
I wouldn't put
Like
it
his car's totaled,
Yeah.
and he's like a little Honda Fit, right? But yeah, he walks away. He comes back. He's like, "Oh no, I'm fine.
I'm fine. Let's go. I'm good. I'm good. Let's go investigate. I'll be fine. And I ran that whole night. Seriously.
He did all night, nonstop, just like the regular old Marcus Hogg. And he complained a little bit, but I mean, that's to be expected. He was in a car accident.
I know.
the road runner.
But dude's insane.
And that's when I got the nickname 9-volt from Eric.
Yeah,
I
It
remember
is.
that. I remember that.
you like that Energizer Bunny,
Put on
and
stick.
you gotta be careful when he sneezes, though. It's
That the infamous sneeze, right? The
Yes.
infamous sneeze.
that's like one of the that's like in my book of like history, because it was just like when you're like in that moment, you have the RT on, and then you're like, I'm like totally like tapped in, right? And I'm like in the moment, and I'm like peeking my head around the corner, like not knowing if I was gonna like see something, and then all of a sudden the loudest sneeze ever comes through the RT headphones on. It scared the crap out of me.
You know what? It happens.
And
It happens.
I'm the one that got made fun of for that, but that's okay. I'm a good sport.
It was great though. I remember that night. You cussed at me a little bit.
I may have said, F you or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
May have.
Yeah.
I mean, like, F you freaking prick or something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know. There was-
Good night though.
And Eric bleeped out the swear words, so but he still
I'm
used
in there all day bleeping our stuff out.
He's like, nope, not gonna do it.
it. So
it's more real when it's raw.
and your guys, when you guys show your investigation, it is raw, and that's really, really kind of cool because it lets people kind of see more of what it's really like. It's not as edited. So when I was on Ectovision, we would tell the story and then we would show the evidence. You guys would actually show the investigation and share the evidence during it. So it was a lot more involved. Like as a watcher, you feel more involved in the investigation. So it's really cool how you guys did that.
I got a lot of my editing style was strictly from Ghost Adventures. I grew up watching them for like last 10, 12 years. And I admired the way they did their editing and their graphics and, kind of the way they told the story leading up into the investigation. So that's kind of my editing style was for this one. It was the first time I had ever done it. So I kind of went balls to the wall and got it done.
Yeah. And you could see he's gone through all the frustrations that I have, what Eric has. It's just, but when you see the final product, it's amazing.
It's cool to see that, isn't it? Like when you're the editor, I'm sure that it's frustrating, but to go and visit and like see the different, like see the projects just come together, and it's really kind of interesting because a lot of people don't realize. Like, I have a lot of friends that were in music, and when you go to the music studio and you see what actually goes on and how an album is created, and you see all the different sounds that are layered on top of each other. Not everything's recorded at the same time, and you can actually see all the sound files. Well, with a video, it's the same thing, except you have the sound file and the video files all together. It's a very intense. You have to have a really good computer to be able to do something like that.
Yeah, and going along with what you say musically, that it's other things. What am I trying to put in here? Like you're saying, layers. It's not even just the instruments that the bands are playing, but there's a lot of background noise, and that adds more layers. Kind of like the effects that I use, and there's so much. Like I think I used up so much space on my computer. We would try and review, and it wouldn't load, it wouldn't play. Yeah,
and it was really cool too. Like we spent I don't know, months really planning out this documentary. So going from the planning stages to implementing them at the location and then seeing the finished product. I mean, it's really cool to see it come along, and through everything, it turned out really, really well. And I'm thankful that Mike edited it the way he did, because it turned out great.
Yeah, and by the end of it, Mike was literally just, when we watched the final product, like when everything was done and it was getting like uploaded to Amazon, we all went to his house and watched it. And he was just like reciting it word for word because he had watched it so many times.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, this is the one that's coming up.
Thank you, Tim, by the way.
Tim Schoon says, hello, all you wonderful Amazon Prime superstars. And then, hi, Sean.
Thanks, Tim.
Tim's awesome.
Tim's a good guy. He's a really good guy.
For sure.
I met him at the Paris Icon last year, which unfortunately was I don't know if it's delayed or canceled.
Canceled altogether this year.
Canceled.
Yeah,
They canceled it
yeah.
altogether.
They put out
Yeah.
one that's coming out in next year, 2021. But
That sucks that they canceled it altogether. That was a really good event. It was a lot of
that was
fun.
so much fun last year. It really was.
You coming
Yeah.
down with the virus, Mike?
Coronavirus.
Hey, we can't get it over video, so we're good.
I know.
Social distancing.
I know. Literally social distancing. Literally,
Right?
Hillary and John live like a mile and a half from me.
Right. You know what's kind of cool about this setup that we have going on is that if you go and you watch, I don't know if anyone still watches The Walking Dead, but on The Talking Dead, or if you go and you watch The Late Show, this is how they're doing all the shows. And so it's
They
like
have
it's
to
all
right
the
now.
same quality. I know. So it's like we're doing the same thing they are. And so it's, I don't know. I was watching, I was like, hey, I do that. Even though it might be on YouTube and Facebook, but I still do that. So your video here was actually in Salamanca. Did I say it right?
Salamanca.
Did I say it incorrectly?
Yes.
Salome.
Salamanca.
Monica.
This is the video, Sleepless in Salamanca.
Salamanca.
In the Wildwood Sanatorium.
We called it salamander for the first, 2 weeks that we discovered.
I like
Going there.
salamander is easier to say. Is it salmonella? Salmonella?
I couldn't say it. It's okay.
I actually couldn't pronounce it until we got there and interviewed Gary at the History Museum.
Salmonella?
Salamanca.
I was like, say it again?
I was way off.
Yeah,
Samsonite.
we'll get it eventually.
I feel like I look so dark.
And I look so bright.
Sorry.
I don't know. So in Santa Monica, you guys.
Some of them
Well, whatever. When you guys were near the Wildwood Sanatorium, when you guys, Marcus and Mike, you guys stopped at a thrift shop.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
it was a big old fucking antique museum.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
And so you guys came across a doll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys actually captured an EVP when you're handling the doll.
And I think I reviewed that EVP and found it as like while I was just, I don't even know how I heard it, to be honest. I have a plugin for Final Cut Pro that it's called Spectral Gate, and I've been playing around with that. And each time I would adjust the audio, I would hear something different in that part. And I told Marcus, I'm like, dude, you got to come over and listen to this. And you know, Marcus, I'm like, dude, come over and listen to this. He's there
already.
I'm like, let's go.
You know, and yeah, I think out of that whole documentary, I think that was the coolest thing, you know, to come across was just walking in that door, and the first thing I saw was a Raggedy Ann doll, and picking it up, getting that EVP, and I thought it was awesome.
That is awesome. I mean, it's ironic too.
I even after I remember posting the teaser clip of that after I found it to Facebook, and even Steve Brock from Madhouse Crew told me, he's like, "Oh, go back and buy it." I'm like, "It's a
right
out there." So I actually called to see if it was still there. I was going to talk to the people selling it, see if they could ship it, but it had sold. So whoever got it has a gem, and I'm jealous.
Yes.
Or a nightmare. If
Or a
they're
So Billy Gerber says he's been arguing with his wife for the last week, trying to get Amazon Prime so he could watch your film. Billy, you can do a 30-day free trial, and you can do it with different emails. Don't ask me how I know. If you've done it before, do it with a different email. It'll work, and you can watch it. But pay for it, dude. It's worth it.
It is.
Yeah, you
It's
can
$6.
or buy it.
That's
Oh, look.
99 or
Denise even says, Billy Gerber, you can get a 30-day free trial.
Absolutely.
just leave a
No.
review.
Yeah, leave a review, and you can buy it too. It's $6 to buy.
I think it's less.
I mean, it's cheap.
How much is it to rent? I don't know what we set the prices at. It's $100.
That was Mike. That was Mike. Mike set the price.
It's at the bare minimum. I think it's $5.99 to buy, $1.99 to rent.
That's what I thought.
Free if you got Prime.
Yep.
Again, just keep putting new emails in again and keep getting that 30-day trial.
Uh-oh, guys. Melvin Seaborn is going to be reviewing your video.
Oh, there we go.
So be looking out for that. John, you were actually on his show.
Yeah. It was, God, when was that? October? Yeah, it was a while ago, but yeah, it was cool. Melvin's awesome. He does these really cool experiments and guesses which ones are fake and real. Yeah, he does a good job.
He has an awesome show. He always asks the best questions.
Right.
Denise calling herself out. Oh, shit. I forgot to leave
I
a review.
forgot to do a
Go leave a
review.
review already. Denise is awesome. She's a good people. Denise and I, we were helping with flashlight tours at Madison Seminary, and they're like, "Hey, Sean, we have this one last tour. Can you go help?" So I get up there. They're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, this is an extended tour, so it's a longer tour." And so we were there like really late, and so then we were like going through the building after they had left, and the place just like came alive. And then like the coyotes outside were going absolutely crazy. It was insane. So
Were they as bad as Hinsdale when you could hear that? Remember that?
oh, they were worse than Hinsdale. Yes,
oh
I
my
do.
God.
Yeah.
No, like we heard the coyotes and they sounded like they were moving. And it was so crazy to hear that.
Marcus.
They remember how they would get closer and further and closer and further. It was just, and you could hear them all around you. It was a little crazy that night
Mm-hmm.
at Hinsdale. We all had some experiences there too.
Hinsdale. Funny you bring up Hinsdale House.
It's like 20 minutes away from where we're at.
I know, literally.
Well, You know, our newest sponsor, if I could find the right thing, there it is,
There you go.
In front of my face.
is the Hinsdale House. It's not supposed to be so big, but here I could do this.
She said.
That's not what.
There, we could do that. So we have the Hinsdale House in the corner. So Hinsdale House is my show's newest sponsor. The place it's awesome, guys. It's very active, and they need help. So, guys, please go to their Patreon channel. Just go to www.patreon.com/Hinsdale House Museum and help them. They really need to replace some windows. That's a project they're working on right now. So please go help them out. And actually, my badass shirt, Paradad, guys, you can get that shirt and be cool like me. So,
Can I point out Billy's comment because it just made my whole entire life?
This one,
Yeah.
my wife.
I feel like a kid.
It's
All right.
Christmas. It's Christmas for Billy.
Cool. He's excited to watch you guys. So
Absolutely.
That made me
that's cool. Denise is excited too. So,
It's Christmas for Billy. I'm excited now.
and Tim says, if you buy it, tell him I sent you.
Forget to tell us, Bill.
So now, okay, I can't. What's the correct way? Salmonella.
Salamanca.
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 So did you guys like sleep there?
Yes, we did.
We did.
Well, the first night we stayed at a
At Airbnb.
B&B. Yeah. And then the second night we spent there. We were there the whole night.
Marcus didn't really like sleep. He more just like sat up on a couch, but
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, that was me.
Well, it's better that way. Then he doesn't snore as loud.
I think
I don't know about that.
So
we're all too tired to even hear him. He might have snored.
You know what? I was in a situation last November where I was staying in a place with my sisters, and apparently I snore too. I don't know. I guess it's loud to them.
Just ask Berber about all
do
of us combined.
When we were in Monroe House, you slept on that couch, and me and John were on the air mattress on the floor. And it was either sleep next to your head or sleep next to your feet. So I chose to sleep next to your head because the couch was kind of like almost level to where the air mattress was. So I was like,
Yeah.
I really don't feel like being in your feet.
Yeah,
And
I
then
don't blame you.
you're hanging off the couch, and you're like,
Oh, the first time.
oh.
And I slept upstairs, so they were good.
Bad experience with everybody you sleep with in the house.
well, then Marcus wakes up before everybody and takes a selfie of us all sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm awake. And these children are still sleeping.
Well, the second time we went to Monroe House, you were stuck with my feet.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
That
either.
was heinous.
That
When
was
I say
terrible.
the most heinous thing, being
Lily.
Lily
Is-
says you snore, you fart, you're the master of all gases.
yes, Lily.
Marcus,
But I don't know who Lily is because she doesn't have a picture. It's just a red circle there. Oh, there it is. There she is.
So Lily is
Just took a while for it to load here.
she's member 5 of Dead Republic, just wasn't able to make it to the first documentary. So she's actually part of Dead Republic as well.
No. Hi, Lily. So Denise, I posted this up here. Denise wants to hear about the crazy sensory deprivation experience you guys did. And actually, I have to say, these headphones I have on, these are noise canceling headphones. And I got them because of what you guys did. So,
Oh, wow.
so yeah,
That's awesome.
so I can actually turn, there's a button.
no reimbursement.
See, you can see, oh, see, the light's on. That means that
Love you, Lily.
no, it's like weird. It feels like my ears are getting sucked into my head.
One thing about this, don't ask Marcus to pronounce sensory deprivation because he will never.
Sensory deprivation. I did it.
Super slow.
I couldn't do it that night. I could say it before we started, but when we got there, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, Mike and Marcus can definitely answer about the sensory deprivation. It was a surreal experience to watch, but they were obviously experiencing it. So
I mean, they experienced like everything except for the one thing a few things that we had heard while it was going on, but they had the most,
The difference between like me and Mike will see colors and like almost like the emotions of things. I will see what's going on. So there's points in time where we're connecting and we don't even know it. And like he'll see the colors of stuff and he started looking up that he can explain more to that. But there are times when I'm seeing something and he's like illustrating the colors he's seeing that are dead on. And he knows more about the color aspect, but we can't see each other. We can't hear each other. So
What's it called?
sensory deprivation.
All right.
Just check it. A for Marcus.
But there was a point where I'm seeing this man literally dragging this girl down the steps. I mean, I can't make out like facial, just like a mustache. That's about all I could really see. But I see this girl getting drugged down. And right before I said that, you guys had heard a scream
it was
prior to that.
It was so weird.
the weirdest part about it was like it was like a definitive female high pitched scream to us, but the camera audio picked it up as almost like a gasping sound. It was really weird, but as we all know with paranormal, sometimes that happens. Sometimes things don't come across on video and audio the way that you hear it in real time. It's kind of strange how that happens, but
And it was like full like vocal tone. You could tell like what it was, and that the tone of the scream was like a help me, like I'm in trouble scream, not like pleasure scream or like whatever. But
Pleasure hearing.
So and within what, like seconds, I said the girl getting drugged, and you're just like, oh my god.
yeah,
Like,
Marcus goes, I see a girl, there's a guy with a mustache and a girl's getting drugged down the stairs. Boop boop, scream. And we were just like, whoa, like I was frozen, and I was like, I felt the emotion of like that scream, and you hear me say like I'm gonna cry, but like it was just so surreal, like it happening, and I was just like I felt that emotion of that scream because it was so loud, it like reverberated and you could feel it. It was really intense.
so they were experiencing stuff that we weren't experiencing. We were saying, me and Mike were having things happen that we could see and hear that they couldn't. So, but Mike and his colors, and it's when me and Mike do this, we start connecting on levels that we don't know. So unless you're filming it, we don't know this. And Mike can explain like what the color thing. I can't. He sees the colors and almost like the emotional side. I just see the images and what's going on at the exact same time.
Yeah, a lot of the color. I'm still doing a lot of research and a lot of studying on it, but if the color really represents the energy of that spirit. You can see everything from purple to lavenders to blues and pinks, and each one represents the emotion of that spirit. So blue, I'm still kind of remembering and learning a lot of these, but a lot of like the pinks and the reds, or the pinks and the purples, I'm sorry, are more like in peace with God. They're okay. They know they've passed away and they're okay. A lot of whites are more angelic. And most of the blues are a little bit more sorrow. I'm going to have to relook into a lot of these. Getting those colors at Wildwood was actually one of the first times I've ever actually experienced it in that intensity. I've been doing a lot more meditating and a lot more learning how to do that. Is somebody talking?
No, are you getting voices in your headphone again?
Does anybody have anything playing in the background?
negative.
No.
God, shut up.
Okay. By the way, Mike has spirits in his house, and they like to do this to him
all the time in my headphones.
We actually captured an EVP on our show last week, and I didn't share it. I meant to. I forgot. You guys just reminded me of it. Someone sent me a timestamp of it. That's really cool when that happens. I have spirits in my house too, but they don't mess with me.
Like even the one in the documentary, that was my house. That was here.
Oh,
When he was recording the voiceover.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the voiceovers. Yeah, that was actually here.
So, like again, the sensory deprivation. See, I said it right that time. Just put shut up, Mike. He's laughing at me. That's this kind of thing that when we do that, just me and him put us together in a room, let us do that. We'll start picking up on stuff.
Let me walk blindfolded.
Yeah,
It's really cool
never
when
again.
It's really cool when that happens, right? I mean, there's people that I've got on investigations with. When I worked with Amber, we would always connect and we'd always have experiences like that. I've never tried the sensory deprivation thing, and that actually, I think, would be a really cool experience, especially with being an empath and everything. So, like Denise says, you know what, Denise, I'm going to take you up on that offer. As soon as the corona goes away, I'll come to Madison.
Marcus and I will join.
Nice.
Let's all do it.
And then,
I'm
and
game.
then Tony says that he really enjoys the Who doc.
I think
And
it's-
The whole doc, Tony. You dumb
the whole doc.
the hoe. And but he trusts Mike enough to know that you guys aren't fibbing. So I mean it's just so cool, and it's hard to really show an experience like that on a video and make it captivating and make people want to watch it. So
I think I'm sorry. I think the sensory deprivation is the hardest part to get people to learn and to get people to understand that it's real. Because they're not seeing it, they're not seeing what we're seeing, they're not feeling what we're feeling. You know, and I think one of the coolest outside of that scream was when Marcus and I were pretty much picking up on the same thing at the same time when he was seeing the evil man watching us, and at the same time I was trying to see a face try to peek through that seemed female, but she was overpowered by a darker spirit. Like we were picking up on that at the same exact time, and that was even reviewing and editing. That was just captivating.
that whole thing is crazy. And the thing is if you're not a paranormal investigator and you're not a spiritual person, I mean, when you're watching you guys, I probably would look like you guys are like tripping or something. So
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Well, Michael did. So
I mean, you guys are like crawling around and like feeling the bathtub and like
If
I'm like,
Mike
yeah.
fell over, I would have just lost my mind. Though seriously, I would have not known it either.
my
Your headphones went out.
it's like making noise. I don't know.
But no, that was one of the things we wanted to do with our documentary. We wanted to do a more spiritual and divination style investigation that teams really don't do. You always see people doing digital recorders, spirit boxes. I mean, we did a little bit of that stuff, obviously, but our main focus was using different experiments within divination and spiritualism to try to convey those experiences across. And I think it, worked pretty well.
You guys actually did a great job, and you even did a spirit board session where you also used mirrors, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What you don't realize is like when you see me like talking about I've never seen so much stuff in one room, I really meant it. Like we had that room covered with everything we could. See, I think that his headphones went out.
No, they're working. They're just, I think the battery's going low for the there.
Yeah,
I
there we
had
go.
to turn off the noise canceling because it was like
Yeah.
making noise. I think the battery's getting low.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, what I say, what we did before we did the mirrors is we got we had to do a symbol on there to open it. We opened the mirrors, but we also closed them, which you don't really get to see.
Guys,
But I've never.
Marcus, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this is a time of celebration. Billy is now an Amazon Prime customer.
Woo woo!
There we
He
go.
got to be a part of the step-by-step process here. So we're part of something cool.
There we
So
go.
sorry. Go ahead. No, this honestly, the spirit board session with and this whole
crazy.
thing. This was my favorite part. So
Like I've never seen the board actually taking it off the board. Like and I've never felt so much pain doing this. I mean, I've done it a couple times, but I was in pain. John was in pain. I mean, there was just so much energy in that room. I mean, John can attest. We were probably sore for 4 or 5 days.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of stuff that went on with that experiment that we didn't even really go over or explain on the documentary. So, like, we had those 3 scrying mirrors, which anybody that knows about the dark scries that Jason Emmerich makes, those can be a huge beacon for activity and hauntings. And then I had my my music box, which is hanging up right over there, the little clown box, which we believe has a spirit attached to it. And then the Ouija board, which we don't know where that thing came from. I bought it from an antique mall that got it from an estate sale and refused to bring it into their store. So we had all that energy in one room, plus all the, opening up of, ourselves and allowing those spirits to come through. And I mean, just, I wish I could put into words the amount of energy that Marcus and I were feeling as far as the board goes. My back was on fire the entire time, almost like someone was standing on my back. Like I had a sore back for 4 or 5 days after we were done filming. That's how bad it was. And this was like an hour and a half long session that me and Marcus had did, and it got cut down obviously for time reasons, but it was amazing and it was intense.
It was, and I mean, and then Mike had a pretty intense thing go in the mirror as well, and you had predicted that.
Yep.
You knew that was going to happen. So, I mean, it's, you combine all that energy, what you saw, the board, everything we had going on in there. I mean, there was so much energy. I was feeling it, like you said, for 4 or 5 days afterward.
There's only one other time I've seen a Ouija board have that much movement, and that's when I was younger. So, and that's really what it does when you have a strong spirit communicating.
Or spirits. I think we had way more than one.
I think in the first session, our mistake and why we were getting all these jumbled letters as responses, I think we had multiple spirits trying to communicate all at once. And that's why during the second session, we changed our approach to, we needed to speak to one spirit at a time. And then we started getting more coherent responses with it.
Yeah. But I mean, me and John, I mean, that was awesome though. I mean, I've never seen it move like that either, ever. From any, I mean, I've watched multiple videos. I've never seen it move that quick, that fast.
It was
ever.
And like, you felt like it was going to rip out of your fingers and you're not supposed to break that connection. So like, it was a scary thing to deal with. It really was.
I know. We're like, oh no.
So, I mean, that whole session was really cool. How you guys were all involved. Hillary, you had a session with your dowsing rods. You're like the dowsing. You've become so good at those dowsing rods. It's so impressive, and that just shows how you. I mean, that's a spiritual connection there. So that shows that you are sensitive. Have you done anything to kind of like open yourself up more spiritually?
I haven't. I want to, but I don't know. I just haven't taken the time to properly do it. So I know that like when I have my dowsing rods like near me, even I don't even have to be touching them. Like when they're near me, I feel like the sensation because I feel like they know that like that's how they can communicate through me. And
So wash that hand.
Yeah, you touch your face.
Ew,
Get the
God.
corona.
I've been home for 2 weeks.
Seriously.
I'm still working.
Well, I mean, I'm working too.
No, Hillary does. She has like a spiritual connection to these dowsing rods that I can't explain. Everybody else that tries to use them, they might get an okay response. They might have a little bit happen, but she just has some kind of way with those dowsing rods. It's insane. And
It's the way she opens up.
yeah, absolutely.
And like whenever it was going on, and I even said it in the documentary, but like when she was dancing, I just had that like sensation where the girl was just like, I really don't want to answer your questions. I just really want to dance. Like, screw you kind of thing. Like, and like, once we started getting the answers and we let her dance and play, like when we talked to her while she was playing, she was really, like communicative. Is that a word?
Communicative. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was.
Yeah, it's close enough.
She was way more talkative.
It's like salmonellica.
You still can't say it.
She was way more talkative whenever we were letting her kind of do her own thing, and it was really cool, and to see that as something that obviously we've all never seen before. That was like the most like jaw-dropping thing. It was really,
None of us have seen it. I was just
I've
like,
never seen dowsing rods do that before.
I was like,
oh,
I'm like, we're taping this and we're watching it. We're like, this is amazing.
It was to the point when we first played the music box and the dowsing rods started doing their little dance and swinging back and forth. Like, it left all of us speechless. Like, we're wanting to ask questions, but all of us literally just were so awestruck by it happening while it was going on at first that we didn't really know what to do.
And it's so cool. Now, you guys have all been investigators before you guys got together and everything. Do you guys think that maybe like maybe the veil's getting thinner or spirits are communicating more than they did previously?
We kind of have a theory with the group that when we're together, we are able to bring out more energy in the spirits, and they're able to communicate better with us rather than us be alone or just a couple people at one time. When we're all together, that's when we get everything.
Yeah, that's why we didn't have any solos. This documentary is we've attempted solos in numerous places. Monroe House, for instance. When we went there and investigated, I did a solo myself for about 12, 15 minutes and got nothing. And then once everybody else came in the room, it got instantly active. So we found out as a team, we get more evidence, more activity when we stick together.
and that's why in the documentary, I mean, I think maybe there's one.
Yeah.
In the credits where we're talking through the walkie-talkie, but other than that, we're together all the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Anything.
the only time that you were by yourself for what, like 10, 15 minutes, John, give or take?
Well, no, it was probably closer to 20 because I spent 10 minutes and I think it was Tommy's room trying to channel, but I could still hear you. Yeah, and then I could still hear you guys, so I wound up moving further away into the room where the what's it called, the pendulum was located, their little spiritual room that they have, and I tried channeling. So
Yeah. So I mean, but you got your vision from the channeling.
Well, the weird part was, like, I didn't even know how to interpret it. So, like, all this is new to me, right? Like, I don't understand what I'm capable of. I don't understand it because it's never been something before. But I've noticed lately, if I can close my eyes, clear my mind, and just really focus on things during an investigation or just in general, I can see things. And Mike and Marcus can attest to this because we've done it at Mike's house a few times. And I've been able to see things and been accurate with it. And that night I happened to see when I was doing it, it took a while, but I saw Mike's face, and I had saw it in Tommy's room too, but I thought because I heard Mike talking downstairs, I thought that's why I saw it. I moved further away and I still saw Mike's face, and it had these like crazy eyes and all this other stuff. And I didn't know how to interpret it, but it was kind of gruesome to see. Obviously, you don't want to see your friend with that kind of that visual or whatever. So I went back downstairs and I didn't even want to talk about it, but Marcus and Hillary were kind of like, well, Mike's in the other room with headphones on getting ready for our final experiment. Do you want to just say what you saw? And I'm like, no, not really. And then I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's just document it to be safe. And I just kind of outlined what I saw, not knowing if Mike would see that, but he did. It was really cool.
To get the actual like 5-second clip that we actually used in the documentary because the film.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I have to say thanks, Kimmel.
So yeah, Adam Kimmel says Marcus is a natural magnet for activity, and you know what? That's because of all the energy you have, man. Dude, you have all this energy that you put out, and it's so I think that gives spirit energy. I think that they're able to, because you even when you're running around, like you're releasing the energy. Not only are you burning the energy, you're releasing it, man. You're putting it in the air, and that's why, like John, you would say, man, I love working with Marcus. His energy is contagious. That's because you release this energy. It's insane.
He's like a beacon of light to spirits.
Yeah, he is. He is. So Brian O'Brien says, "Pretty white girl, if you're in danger, blink into the camera 3 times."
Wait, ready?
That was,
I don't think he was talking to you. It is his energy. Dude's nuclear power plant. It
It's
really is.
Fact.
It's true.
Dude, what you don't realize is like Kilmo's known me forever, and I'm gonna say back in Indiana, he'll remember this. He sent me out to a certain location to film by myself all the B-roll for that location. He says, "Come back in 2 hours and show me the video." I did. I had 2 hours to film and come back, and he knows where it is. I'm not going to talk about it, but he knows where it is. So yeah. So he taught me a little bit about using a DSLR as well. He taught me everything I know.
That was a
He's a
cool
good
story.
guy.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good guy to learn from too.
I actually B-roll is one of my favorite things to do. Actually, outside of the investigation, I love filming B-roll. Man, me and Marcus go out and just pound out that B-roll, and I know we can get better with it with like stabilizers and things like that for the next documentary. But Marcus and I both just love filming B-roll and getting those creative shots. It's actually really neat. It's almost like an art form.
hate it.
That's why me and Mike stick to the interviews, and those two stick with the B-roll.
Yeah, they were just like,
You
yeah,
know
we
what?
got this.
Marcus, like he has like the most steady hand. Like when I was filming, I worked with him. You could tell I'm filming the camera's all like like I'm trying to hold it still, but it won't. Marcus, like he's like this like energy, like you expect him to be like the cornhole, like
I've
right.
been that
But
way.
when I give him a camera, then he's steady.
Yep.
Like I don't know what the frick you do, man. You like have this switch, man. It's insane. So
I think they've all experienced that.
Brian wants to know, where is the creepiest place you have been to record?
I mean, for me, it's a toss up between two locations. Obviously, Adam Kimmel owns Madison Seminary. That's still one of my favorite places to go to for activity. And then the Monroe House. I mean, the time that me, Marcus, and Mike went out there, the chain of and Hillary. I pointed at Hillary and didn't say her name, so that's my fault. But
Fuck me, right?
no, we went to the Monroe House, and just the series of events that happened that night were insane. Like from massive droves of insects flying into the house, and all of us being affected in negative ways. And it was a bizarre, weird night there. It's very unnerving there.
Yeah, Monroe.
Oh yeah.
Is really creepy.
Monroe House is insane.
Just because
Yeah.
of the after effects that we've had from that place is more intense than the place itself, I would say.
Yeah. And we're still experiencing them to this day.
Yeah.
Mike, what do you say?
What were we talking about?
Scariest place.
I don't know. I keep hearing something in my headphones. It's this one. No, the funny thing is, my headphones actually went dead, and I heard a little girl's voice in my right headphone. It was the strangest thing.
Yeah.
Strangest.
Yeah.
Creepiest we've ever done. My house still creeps me out once in a while. It really does, even though I know they're not bad, but it's just knowing that they're here and I hear them in my headphones every time. Somebody's still laughing.
Is that over at your place, Sean?
Yeah, they're being loud up there.
I can hear them. But yeah, Monroe House. Remember the bugs outside that were like hitting? It sounded like rain.
Monroe
Yeah,
House
we still have that video too somewhere of those bugs. I mean, it was crazy.
I
Man.
still have it on my phone.
Yeah, I think we all do.
Quiet up there.
Mine would have to be because of what happened. I'm not gonna say it's the scariest place or the creepiest place. I'm gonna say the scariest thing that happened to me was at the Wildwood Sanitarium. Because
What you're talking about?
for those who haven't watched it,
Don't
You
give
know-
it away.
I'm
I
not.
think At this point, we can just give it away. It's been out for a month. I mean,
Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah.
there's no more secrets anymore.
Yeah, but like
Those who wanted to watch it just watched it. Now we got to give people reasons.
No, Billy hasn't watched it. Don't spoil it for Billy.
yeah.
Really go home.
Yeah, don't spill it for Billy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it, but that was the craziest place would have to be Saddamsville Rectory for me. That would be the creepiest place for me. just because now it's not open, but anyone that's ever been there, that place does not stop. It's from the moment you get there to the moment you leave, it doesn't stop.
For me,
Kimmel could
when it comes to like being afraid and scared and all that sort of stuff, like it doesn't boil down to like the spirits doing things that scares me. It's when they psychologically can impact you and make you, feel and not do things that you wouldn't normally do. Like that kind of psychological stuff is what scares me the most. Like when you don't remember doing something and then it happens. So, like for example, what happened at Marcus at Wildwood, but I won't give it away because Billy hasn't seen it yet. But
Yeah, he even said thank you. So.
He did.
But what happened to Marcus there was frightening, and then what's happened to me at Monroe House and even at Mike's house once happened to me again. It's scary stuff.
So
Yeah.
you guys brought up the Monroe House, Marcus.
Yes, sir.
The last time I was there was to do a special project with you, and the Wards were there too. What happened to that footage, dude? That was like insane.
I have it somewhere on one of my hard drives over here. I have so much stuff I have to do, like side projects.
Did you ever get to review that shadow?
I eventually did. I think it was John at that point because it's so
Okay.
blurry. I think John, when he saw it, because I can't see, it looks like it's John's like hand, but I'm not gonna say it was.
Yeah.
It's just one of those moments you have to be like, I would need to have like some kind of light on him.
Yeah.
Because he saw something that night. We know that.
Now, John and Hillary and I were down in the basement. We heard that cricket, like that definitely loud cricket. Did you guys experience that again after? Because I know you guys went back.
No,
I think
Wasn't that insane?
it was.
I think the last time that we went back because we were with Mike, and me and John did a sensory deprivation down in the basement. I think, right?
Yeah.
Who knows? I forget.
Yeah, we had some things happen. Mike had some things we all had stuff happen to us while we were there.
Actually,
mean,
That
Mike,
place will do that. That place is insane, and there's something there like that is definitely not human, and it's crazy. After I went there with you guys, I think it was like 2 nights later, I was sitting watching TV in my family room. And my front door is there by my TV. My front door just flew open, like violently flew open, and like normally like at the window it would like move slowly, dude. It like flew open. I have an old radiator heating system. It bounced off there like boom and bounced off of there, and like I jumped out of my seat. I was like, oh, hell fucking no. Get the fuck out of my house. Got up, slammed my door, and saged the shit out of my house. Nothing happened since, but that's very real. What that house does and what's there. I think every investigator needs to experience that house. This is a home that people lived in, and it is now seriously, I don't know how anyone could live there and keep their sanity.
No.
No, I wouldn't recommend it, and that's why they use it for what it is. It's because the owners have been told not to rent it out because of the type of activity that's there. I think that anyone would lose their mind for sure.
I think that house, we have an attachment from that place that when it happens, Mike, you know this, we know exactly when it happens, and it's when somebody's alone is when it wants to show itself. Isn't that correct, Mike?
Oh yeah. Are we talking about the same location?
Yeah.
Monroe House, yeah. So Billy Gerber, we're talking about the Monroe House in Indiana.
Yeah.
That the spirit that Marcus is talking about that has an attachment to us. We have yet to pinpoint which one of us he's attached to, or if he's attached to us as a group.
He's affected us all, and
all of us in different ways.
Sean knows the spirit. I've talked to Sean about it before. The one that we saw in our dreams and stuff, Sean, that's the one we're referring to.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I saw.
Yeah, you saw the same one that I saw in my dream too.
And I think that's what I saw in the mirror at Wildwood.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing, that's the thing that's not human. I don't think it's a demon.
I think it was once human. We think he's lying.
yeah. So what my theory is, because we're not gonna. I mean, I
We
don't.
can't really elaborate too much on what we found, but
Yeah. So I mean, when we were trying to film at location number 2, we're not going to disclose where it was, I think, at this point in time. But we had some experiences, and we had to cut the, documentary off. Like, we're just like, we're done. We're not going to do this because we don't want to bring that into this kind of place that we were at. So, and at that point in time, he was affecting me. And I always got the sense whenever that spirit or entity was around that he was once human, but was so evil in his like true like human form that when he crossed over, he became something inhuman. And that was my theory on what he could potentially be and why he's the way he is. But he came through at our perspective location number 2 and kind of affected me because I was trying to push him away, and I had grabbed my dowsing rods, and right before I grabbed them, I had like in my head like the most maniacal like ha 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 laugh that I ever heard. And he's like, "You think I'm going to talk to you?" Like in that kind of like condescending tone, and literally sat there for 5-10 minutes with my dowsing rods perfectly pinned straight. Not an answer, not a yes, not a no, not a go fuck yourself or anything.
Wow.
The only place he will answer those is at the location.
He was actually,
So what if, this is just kind of a thought that came to me, what if this man that was so evil was being affected by this inhuman spirit? So it seems maybe since they had a connection, maybe it seems like that's what it was, but maybe what's still there is that inhuman spirit that was negatively affecting him.
It could be, yeah.
I don't know, it's just an idea. I don't know. So what's there is insane.
Though, to elaborate what Hillary was talking about, the spirit, we were filming documentary number 2, and he made his presence known at the location. It was to the point even the spirits wouldn't come out and talk to us.
No.
They were scared of this entity. They were hiding. We all got the feeling. We all noticed this entity's presence, and I've been doing a lot of Wiccan meditating and praying to gods and meditating to gods and all sorts of other spiritual beliefs. But it got to the point where I actually called in Archangel Michael and Raziel. First, I kind of called in Raziel. I wanted to see if this was the evil entity before we decided to call the investigation off and the documentary off. Even after I called him in, I was still getting no answers. We were still getting no responses. So then I called in Michael, and he actually came in, cleansed the place, actually took the spirits of the location out so he could cleanse it. And I made sure I told him to bring them back because that was their home. I haven't spoken to the owners of the location.
Michael go way back.
I don't know if we'll ever go back into that location, but we canceled it out of respect because it is still an established and open business. It is a historical location in Ohio that does, if anybody knows who are, I don't even know. It needs a documentary done, and I'm hoping one day we can get in there again.
Yeah.
For sure. I do want to address Dory's question too, because she's been waiting a while. So any do's or don'ts of Wildwood? I don't think there really are any don'ts, right? I mean, it's a pretty. What's that?
Don't turn your back on the stairs.
The stairs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about right.
I actually was waiting to pull up the questions here. Sorry, we got so much into the Monroe house. I was just gonna wait 2 seconds. Step one. That's okay. But yeah, any do's or don'ts?
Push your limits. Biggest do.
Yeah. Don't turn your back to the
The staircase.
the stairs. Every time we had like the one time when I was turning my back to it, it felt like somebody ran up on me.
We all have.
Every time. I mean,
It's a very spiritual building. Like, it was a holistic healing center, right? And like even Lori and Brooke, like they have like divination tools. They have a literal like a really awesome pendulum table set up that is over the sand, and the pendulum was actually swinging and going crazy at one point. We didn't have any cameras rolling. I wish we would have, but it's a very spiritual place. So bring yourself and open up and just have fun. It's a really awesome place, and I recommend everybody check it out.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
definitely a healing place. It's a place you want to open your mind. You're going to encounter a lot. You're going to encounter children, angry doctors. Really push your limits. Lori and Brooke, the Wagathos that own it, are very, very open to anything you want to do. They actually promote, just go in and do it, and that's why they bought the house.
They're amazing, by the way. The owners are absolutely amazing. Here's Joe. Oh wow.
Here's Joe.
Here's Joe. I just saw him come up.
Shut up, Marcus.
Shut up, Marcus.
It's the goose.
Definitely take your Rod's story, and if you do,
Go into that little girl's room and try and make her dance again.
I had to make the words big for goose. Say, shut up, Marcus. Sorry about that.
Oh, and a little known fact about those dowsing rods: Sean Gilmore was actually the one that showed the dowsing rods to me and Hillary. We went out on Cuyahoga Valley National Park, and he brought them, and we thought they were really cool. And I got Hillary some like the next week, and it's been a wrap since then. Those things are great.
They're really cool. Honestly, those dowsing rods, they look so smooth, and they are really great. And it's been great to watch you get better with these because it's awesome. The dowsing rods are from North Canton
Paranormal.
Detective.
the Paranormal Detectives, right?
Yeah.
And you can find them on Amazon. You can find them online. They have a website. They literally glow up.
And they have an EMF.
They glow.
blow up.
They glow up. They glow. And I was like, I where I have my office and all the setup. Actually, I have my equipment. I'm looking around to see if I have them handy.
Hillary
I've
can
got
grab
ours.
them. All of our
But
equipment is down here. So
they are super cool. Here, Gooseby, sexy people. He said Hinsdale House one night in Salamanca.
Solomon.
Salamanca. Like, I feel like you need to have that like New York accent to say it right. Salamanca. Whatever.
Salamanca. To say it like that.
Salamanca.
Just ask,
Salamanca.
just ask the New Yorker to do it. Salamanca.
Salamanca.
Oh. So these
No,
are
They are.
They are a little bit pricey, but they're totally worth it.
Oh, for sure they're worth
hold
it.
up.
And the greatest part is they glow in the dark, dude. I love that.
They light up. You can see them in the dark.
Hold on.
Hold on, he's about to shut the door.
They show good on camera.
So good on any camera, yeah.
Mhm.
We'll turn off light for a second.
Yeah, wrong way.
Yeah, so that's really cool.
Can you show me your yes?
Don't start doing that crap now.
You know what's really cool is I had Madison Smith on a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you guys have heard of her. She's an investigator, and she's 13 years old. She has the same dowsing rods.
Oh,
So,
really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
using
the
those.
people that make them are super cool too. Like when I went to order them, I think I just did it through Facebook, and they just had me come right into their house, and they showed me how to use them, and it was really cool.
I mean, you can use them because they're mine. So.
Right, but
They're doing an event or something at the Kent stage, and I met them there. So that was cool too. But they'll ship them, and they go to events too. So
yeah, absolutely.
if once the Corona's gone again, they'll be at more events. They were at the if I remember correctly, I don't know, I can't, dude, this just to get real for a second, guys, like being an empath these past couple of weeks has been a freaking pain in my ass. And I have literally been averaging about 2 hours of sleep, no shit, every night for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, we've been
Oh,
struggling to get
man.
sleep.
It really,
It-
like, honestly
it's-
really has.
It's got me all messed up. And yeah, I'm still working. I'm blessed enough to still be working, and I push myself through. If it weren't for freaking energy drinks and energy stuff, I'd be no way I could be functioning at all. And that's probably why my face is so flushed right now. Probably from too much B vitamins.
That's right. Me and Sean work together, so
We do. We work for the same company. That's really.
I
cool.
think we're all experiencing something right now. Oh, look at that.
Joe Campbell
Oh, wow.
ran up to Old Lincoln County Jail, one of my favorite locations too.
Oh,
That location is amazing, Mike. I wish we could get out there, but to do a documentary there is
Oh,
The reason is
someday
It's-
maybe.
so Debbie Wheeler says, "OMG, me too. Blessings and a curse to be an empath." That is for sure. Yeah, I've heard that it's not as easy with the Old Lincoln County Jail.
Well, it just
And-
books up so fast. Like it, like a year in advance almost. It seems like it books up there. So
Yeah.
I contacted Terry, and the earliest was like December, I think it was, something like that.
December.
Yeah, it was.
My team's going in June, and I am planning on going, even though they're going literally the day after I'm going to be on my family vacation. So it's going to be a race to the border. I'll make it though. And so Melvin saying, feeling a bit guilty. I sleep like a baby and snore like an old fart. Well, I still snore like an old fart when I'm sleeping. But
at least you don't snore like a Marcus Haug. So
Do not. Okay, warning.
let's go,
Do
Joe.
not ever go to a location with me then, because someone's gonna get woken up.
We'll just put you in another area of wherever we're at.
That's why the drive home was the quietest.
Oh. No, that Marcus would be good for a late night drive home because his snoring will keep you awake while you're trying to drive.
We left in the morning.
We left at what, like 10 or 11 in the morning, and I was out cold by what, like an hour and a half later.
I was like, Marcus, put on Avengers. He was watching TV for my dashboard and he just fell asleep like a little child.
I did too. It was the greatest little nap. Thank God you didn't take the advice of those two and slam on the brakes and wake me up.
So you guys, at the beginning of your documentary, you all sang a song.
kind of.
Yep.
I mean,
Well, John and Hillary lip sing, right?
I sang.
Wait, hold on a second.
He-
I have audio to prove it.
Wait, I attempted to lip sync and it didn't work.
Me and Mike actually sang.
These pipes.
I think you guys should sing a song for us now.
Oh boy, what should we sing?
Old Faithful. Sweet
Oh,
Carol.
Go with Old Faithful.
I,
So want to do Old Faithful?
I got kids sleeping. Saved by the kids.
There's an odd-
Excuses,
There's an
Hey,
ongoing
Alright.
joke with what we sang. It's from Hillary, so it was to her. See, look at her smile now.
He's doing it ASMR version.
So I do want to elaborate a little bit more. I know Dory was asking about Salamanca.
Yeah.
Depending where you stay, then nothing is open at 9:00 at night.
Wait, so
We drove around to like 5 different restaurants that said they were open, and they were all closed.
it wasn't
Welcome
selling.
to small town.
We were at whatever that town is where there's a famous ski resort. We were in that town and for the Airbnb, and Mike and Marcus were doing their little investigation at the rail yard before coming over after we got there. And it was like 8:00, 9:00 at night, and we went to go get dinner, and literally everything was closed down. Ellicottville is what it was.
That's right.
And everything was shut down at like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and it was a Saturday. Like it was like, what are these people doing? Friday night or Saturday night, whatever it was. And we're like, what is this? This is like a chupacabra out here? Is this why this everything shut down? But funny thing is, Mike went into this one restaurant at a hotel. It was like a nice restaurant. Mike had his nuts hoodie, and they told him they were probably open, but they saw what he was wearing and they were like, nope.
So
It was
we
fun.
ended up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I walked in this restaurant out of a hotel, and I'm wearing my D's Nuts hoodie. I'm dressed in all black. I got my hood up, and I walk in. Nice fancy restaurant. and the hostess is sitting there. Like the hostess would know whether they're open or not, right? So I walk in. I'm like, "Are you guys still open?" She goes, "Hold on, let me go ask." Then the manager comes around the corner and says, "No, we're closed." Why? The hostess would know, right?
Because they would have a hostess there if they weren't open.
And there were
Yeah.
people at the bar, people eating.
Oh, I do have a recommendation for Salamanca, though, Dory. When you go there, there's a little convenience store literally right around the corner from Wildwood. Really awesome place, super cheap, tax free.
And food.
Yeah, and food's there, and the people are super nice.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
The old lady that runs it, just tell her you're over at Wildwood. She'll tell you some stories.
Oh yeah.
She's a talker.
Oh yeah.
And cigarettes are cheap.
That's true.
The
too.
one good thing about that, right? You're a happy camper, Mike.
I don't smoke.
McGriddles weren't.
No.
Dory says that's upstate New York for you. You know, that's the way small towns are too. I mean, I in Ohio, being out in the small towns in Ohio. Dory's saying everyone's getting drunk at home.
So,
Yep.
so Sean,
Sitting around their
the reason why
campfire.
they bring up McDonald's for a reason. We stopped at McDonald's, right? Me and Mike, because Mike had to go to the bathroom, so we stopped at McDonald's. $9 for 2 McGriddles.
It was actually 10.
Well, 10 with the
What?
sweet tea.
Is this like in
Yeah.
Disney World or something? Like,
I know. And I'm like, here you go, Mike, have one.
I'm originally from New York, and I can attest.
Yeah, but you're from the other side of New York.
It's all the same.
What?
No, no. Long Island is so much different from upstate New York.
It is.
I've never been there. I wouldn't know.
But no, yeah, I mean, the area is awesome, and the scenery is really cool. A bunch of like really big hills and mountains, so it's a really cool scenic area. And
Yeah, where we stayed, like in the condo that we Airbnb'd. Literally, if you looked out the back patio, there was just like a ski lift.
Yeah, we were right next to the ski resort.
that's awesome.
It
It
was
was awesome.
there was even some stuff we did leading up, to the investigation. Like Marcus and I, when we interviewed Jarre, the curator at the
Railroad.
Railroad Museum, she let us walk around. We did a little investigation at the Railroad Museum itself. We got to walk on some cool World War II bunkers.
Nice.
We have all the footage we didn't release in the documentary. The coolest one that we captured there, Marcus, remember when we were on the one and she was telling us, there's some men on the one bunker, they like to play cards, they like their cigarettes and their whiskey. And I'll have to dig through the EVPs to find this one. But I remember going out there. Marcus and I went into the first one at one point, and they told me to go away. Remember, we're sitting up in the bunkers like, go away.
Oh yeah.
So we left, and I went and told Jarre, and she's like, well, they like their privacy, but they also like gifts. She goes, they like their cigarettes, and they like their whiskey. So I felt bad. I didn't introduce myself when we first walked into this, railroad car, and I go in the next time and I introduce myself. I'm like, I'm sorry I intruded on your poker game, whatever you guys are playing. I'm sorry. And I gave them 2 of my cigarettes and I set them on the table. And in the EVP, you actually hear what sounds like a Zippo just go like this, and you hear,
Oh wow.
like somebody literally took a light, blew it right out. And I thought it was cool. Like, they got new cigarettes. Like I gave them Newports, non-menthol, because menthol is disgusting.
He didn't smoke.
So I felt bad. I'm like, you guys are smoking these nasty ass Seneca brand. Have something. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was the coolest DVP that night.
Oh yeah, and it was really cold that night too.
Oh, dude, it was freezing.
It was so cold. I was like, after 2 hours, we're like, we need to get warm.
Yeah, you guys went there in the winter,
November.
Yeah.
late
November.
November.
Thanksgiving, I believe. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
60
But Western New York, it's pounded with way more snow than we do, and they had just gotten hit like a couple days before we had gone up there, so they had a bunch of snow on the ground. It started to melt, within by the time we were there, but it was still chilly, still cold, but it was worth it.
Oh yeah.
That's there in the Allegheny National Park.
believe so. I think it's near that, right?
or State Park
Yeah.
in New York.
I think it's near. Yeah.
That's cool. I used to go camping in the Allegheny and the National Forest in Pennsylvania along the river. There's a lot of energy through there and through that river. So do you think that river might have something to do with the energy that's there?
I would say so. I know, even speaking with Jarain, looking up a lot of the history, you got to remember this is the only city in the United States that is on an Indian reservation. That the Allegheny River is what was like Jarain said in the documentary, was a major transportation route from the east to the west. So it was used majorly. I don't know how to end that.
Kathy Satori says that she enjoyed watching your investigation.
Hey, Kathy, thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Kathy Santori is just awesome, and so
Yeah,
is Tony.
yeah, they are both really awesome people. Joe Campbell, he says if you've been dead long enough, it doesn't matter what kind of cigarettes you smoke.
Debatable. They have feelings too.
I know, right?
Well, yeah, but seriously though, I mean, like they smoked like Lucky Strikes back in the day, so I don't know.
I stole a seat.
And then Dory says people don't realize how big the state of New York is. I mean, that's true. Like people think of New York, they think like New York City. They think
That's number one thing. When I said I was from New York, they're like, "Oh, you live in the city?" And I'm like, "New York is ginormous,
huge, right?" And so like, but they're like, "Oh yeah, there's Buffalo too." Yeah, Buffalo is hours away from New York City. So yeah, it's huge.
No, Mike, what is it, about a little over 3 hours for us to get there?
About 2.5, 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that far. Thank you, Kathy.
Yes, thank you, Kathy. She says she loves you all, us all. I did include myself in that.
No, Kathy is just one of those people that looks out for everybody.
Oh, she really is. And you know what? If you're ever at Madison Seminary for one of their flashlight tours, get a reading from her. She's amazing. She gave me one of my best readings ever. It's dead on. It's crazy.
I'm trying to follow this on Facebook and do this at the same time. I have my phone out. Sorry. There he is.
We're going to grab something to drink, man. I'm parched.
It's from not working, huh?
What?
What?
Working from home.
He had to walk.
Oh, Denise says Kathy is a beautiful human being and does amazing readings. She was blown away.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Campbell, the Circle Mountains in Newark, Ohio. Now we're back in Ohio. They have a lot of energy. You know what? I haven't been to those. I feel like I need to.
Oh.
Is that a dog?
Yeah.
Is that a puppy?
Yes.
Hey, puppy. My dog. Uh-oh. Hillary does not look happy.
We had the stairs blocked off, and he decided to jump over our blockade and get down here. So,
Just leave him at this point.
Yeah. Dory says she's 2 hours north of New York City and 5 hours from Salamanca. So that just shows how big it is. But please stay away from New York City right now. Go back in like 6 months. Please.
Yeah.
If you are in New York City, my prayers are with you.
Yeah, they're getting hit so hard
bad.
with everything right now. They're the epicenter right now. They're getting hit bad.
And the thing is that it's so bad there that people are leaving. But it's a whole mess, right? We don't need to get into that. We hear enough about that during the day.
I know.
And
that's all that's on TV anymore.
I know. I'm actually going to be having somebody on to do a show on this, but it's not until next month. So we'll get more into it, guys. Then I just want to. It's just so doom and gloom. I don't know. Anyways,
Watch the documentary.
when these people get their butts together and send us all a check, we'll be singing a different note. 'Cause we'll be like, woohoo! I want to buy some new paranormal equipment.
Right?
I know that's what we all need, right?
Not
We
to-
need a new camera, John.
Hold on, not to bust your bubble. If I'm not mistaken, last thing I heard, these checks are only going out to people affected by unemployment.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Jobs.
But we don't get hazardous pay because we are.
That's
out
bullshit.
loud.
That, like, on a serious note, that's
My job
crap.
is to
My
check
wife
way over.
works at a grocery store, and she's a baker, and that's bullshit. Like, she puts her ass in danger every day,
Yep.
and that's bullshit.
And things I touch at work, I touch a lot of copper and metals, and
Yeah,
this virus can live on copper up to 3 days.
Yeah.
So I want more money to be here.
You're fine.
for sure.
Come here.
You're switching again.
This little guy is bothering me. Look.
Nobody cares about your cat.
Yeah.
We saw the dog. Go away.
There you go.
I'm just
He's
kidding.
biting me. He's like, pay attention to me, so he's biting.
It's heading to the Hudson Valley quickly. Well, anyway. So,
Oh.
Mike, what are you doing?
It's Mike.
Hard here.
Okay.
Before we wrap this up,
Do we have to?
I guess we don't. No, I don't have shit to do. I just found out I'm not doing overtime tomorrow, so we're good.
Nice.
I'm still working tomorrow.
Yeah, Mike. I'm up and at 1:30 or 2, and Mike's up at what? At like 3 o'clock.
That's like when
In the
I'm going
morning.
to bed.
We're in bed by like 9:30, 10 o'clock. But then again, I work 8 o'clock in the morning.
It's currently
Yeah.
past my bedtime.
So, Mike, starting with actually, you know what? We'll let you get situated. Marcus,
It's not gonna happen, bro.
I broke. All right. Well, then I'll tell you what. What was your favorite part of the investigation you guys did the video on?
Oh man, it's a toss up. I mean, I would have to say honestly, it would probably still be the sensory deprivation because we all were experiencing things. Me and Mike again were seeing things together. So, I mean, or that or the dowsing rods. Still to this is still amazing. I'd have to go with both of those. I mean, I can't really decide.
Nice. While you guys talk about this, I'm going to have your poster up. So, Mike, what was your favorite part of the Wildwood Sanitarium?
Coming home.
That doesn't surprise me. And Marcus being quiet for once.
Not having to hear Marcus talk for 2 seconds.
Honestly, all of it. There's not one thing I can't compare one thing to the other. I know Marcus has done a lot of this, going out recording and editing and doing documentary style kind of things already. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you.
Because I can't hear myself, which is weird. John and Hillary, I know they kind of did, but not as much as Wildwood. So it was new to all of us. We all pushed our limits. I can't say there's one thing I love more than the other. I think the entire thing as a whole is my favorite because of what we did to prepare, because of how we pushed ourselves, what we did, and the outcome. I think it was all fabulous. I can't say one thing was better than the other. I just hope the next one's better than this one.
We're done. Hillary, since I took the poster down, you next. What was your favorite part of the investigation in Wildwood?
You're gonna have to tell them put up the poster.
I was going to try and say salmonella again, but I can't.
Salmon.
Yeah, what you said. I think I even spelt it wrong on my event page. I don't know.
SALAMANCA.
KA.
No.
Seeing if you're paying attention.
So your favorite part of the investigation?
I think it was during when we were doing our interviews, and obviously this was in the documentary, but it was the time where Mike was kind of being affected, and had a family member come through during the interview session. That was really intense, and we both kind of felt that the documentary kind of took a 180 from what our original steps were going to be, just because it was something so personal, and it kind of tied back into where, like, this place, Wildwood Sanitarium, is a holistic healing place. Like, people come here to get messages from loved ones and all of that, what Brooke was saying in her interview. And that was a really intense moment because it was very personal. So it felt a little bit different than just getting an EVP or something. Like, it was more intense than that. So it's probably my favorite part.
Right on. And John,
Yes.
what was your favorite part?
Yes.
All rich.
No,
Sleeping.
no, all of it. I mean, I really, like Mike said, we put so much planning into this. Just seeing it all come together was great. But the part that really blew me away outside of the Ouija board session was Hillary's dowsing rods, and then doing the blindfold experiment with the dowsing rods and still getting results. That blew me away.
Sorry,
Never
ADHD.
seen dowsing rods dance like that before, and I've never seen them work with a blindfold, and it did, and it was really cool to see in person, and it conveyed pretty well on TV. So
That was
So,
awesome.
John, that's something that we want to do with that, is have her blindfolded and do that. That's one of the things that we've wanted to do.
I don't want to recall that moment because
Yeah.
I remember being called the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. So
Dory Wheeler says that she loved the Black Mirror. I'll tell you what.
Those mirrors are in.
What Jason does with those mirrors, and John knows. I have one of his mirrors.
I have two.
Mine. It's right here. I told you I keep all my stuff right here. Mine. I mean, it's two-sided.
Oh, wow.
I remember using that at Madison.
Yeah. So this thing, I'll tell you what. Before I would use it, I had to cleanse it. I saged it. I had it sit out for a full moon cycle before I would touch this thing. This thing came with an immense amount of energy, and it was insane. What Jason does with his mirrors is it's crazy. You know what? If you're okay with that, then don't do what I did. But me being an empath, I got to be very careful what I subject myself to, because I opened myself up and my energy. So I had to make sure I did that for my own protection spiritually. So, but for other people, you may not have to do that. But they come with a ton of energy.
it's intense.
It's crazy.
I won't lie. I'm not a fan of some of the things Jason does when it comes to how he makes these mirrors.
Mhm.
But what he does a good job doing it.
He sure does.
The one mirror that I actually have a buddy that actually wants to break it and let the spirit loose, and let him free. But unfortunately, I won't let it.
Oh, wow.
I
Megan
actually have
Schiffner says, hey, from Alberta, Canada.
oh,
This
no.
is super cool.
The mirror that I have I actually have it all covered still and everything. I won't open it back up until I give it back to Jason.
I still keep mine covered, even though mine's been cleansed. And that's just the thing. Whatever was here is no longer here. And I had to. I've kind of felt bad doing it because of what I know what Jason does too, but I had to. I couldn't not, just because of me.
The mirror of his that I have is the one that has the Ouija board behind the glass.
Oh wow. Okay. I've seen those pictures.
Oh yeah, it will not leave my garage. It's covered. I brought it into my house once to test it overnight, and while my wife and I were at work and the kids were at school and wherever they had to be, but I came home from work that night and there are random scratches all over it. like something was either trying to get out, something was trying to get in, or something was trying to help something get out. And that's the thing about the spirits in my house. Margaret is a very loving spirit. She's a over 100-year-old. Her dad built this house. So I felt like she was trying to help that spirit out. And at that point, I was like, nah, I got kids. I can't.
Right.
It's in my garage. Since I know it's not an evil spirit that is behind the glass. I have a buddy that if he touches something demonic and he feels that energy, he gets sick and will not touch it. But he touched it. He said it's not demonic. It's not evil. It is just a very pissed off spirit because he's trapped behind glass. So, yeah, very intense things we do in this field.
It is.
We subject ourselves to these things, and there's a
And I might
lot
buy
of
another one from him. This one I might get cleansed though because I just like the way it looks. I'll never use it. I don't know if you've seen the pictures, the ones he's been posting.
Mhm.
That antique one,
yeah.
full frame. He was telling me at one point his grandmother or his great grandmother. That's actually her picture frame.
Oh, cool.
Oh wow.
Been in the family for quite some time. So yeah.
Yeah, those mirrors are crazy. We used 3 of them, and we had them opened up for the Ouija board session during our documentary, and I think that definitely added to the energy that we were feeling.
Oh yeah, it really did. And John can recall this after all the events that took place in the first hour. And you know me, people who know me know I'm not scared. And you could attest to this. They could all do. I did not want to go back upstairs at all. I was scared.
He literally, can somebody go upstairs with me?
Like, back in-
I was scared because I had watched back that. What you didn't see is we went and watched back that footage, so I could see what happened. And I was like, I'm not going up there, not by myself. Nope, not again.
To answer your question, no, our show is not on YouTube. The only thing you'll find on our YouTube is a few mini episodes of us introducing ourselves. And we went a little bit further before we went to Wildwood. We got blessed by a buddy of mine. We kind of did that to let viewers and people know the steps that it takes to do an investigation and to properly keep yourself safe.
Yeah.
That you can see.
Also,
Guys, Debbie Campman, sorry, from Australia.
Oh, awesome.
Hey,
I got Bobby on a shrimp. Put another shrimp on a Bobby. I was way backwards.
also, I don't know if Debbie meant like this show on YouTube or our show on YouTube, but I didn't know if Sean wanted to say something about his show being on YouTube.
Oh, I'm not promoting his show. I'm promoting our show.
I said Sean.
So this show and the RU Media Network is on YouTube. So please go and find us on YouTube, and you can also see documentaries that have been released by Ectovision, my old team, Marcus's old team, and you can also see other documentaries created by Eric McGill. That I'm so sorry, Eric. I suck at life right now.
Our Haunted Minds.
Our Haunted Minds. Thank you. Yeah, are you going to be my host now? Because
so for Debbie, if you're looking to watch it, I don't think it's available in Australia for Amazon Prime, but once this COVID-19 goes away, I think Mike and Marcus and I and Hillary were all discussing about doing a watch party for people that haven't been able to watch it for whatever reason.
Nice.
We're in another
We'll have
country.
live commentary.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Great.
Think about it.
maybe.
We'll think about it.
We'll think about it.
But yeah, we'll. So if you're not a fan of our page yet, go ahead and like the page. That way, whenever we do that watch party, you'll be able to watch it.
You said doo.
So do.
dude.
Yeah, we've actually had quite a few things. Documentary number two. I don't know what you would call this one.
2 squared.
2-2.
2 squared.
2.2.
Can we call it that? Doc 2 squared?
Part two. So I
But-
wanted to do this real quick, guys. I'm sorry. We were talking about Dark Scribes and Jason Emmerich. This is one that he has for sale right now.
Don't show that because that's the one I'm buying.
Oh, look it out. And I also this one here, and you can see $80. Honestly, this is very reasonable price because he puts a lot of work in. He does use antique frames and everything.
I've
So-
even looked into the process of making my own, and I don't have the patience.
right.
Nope.
So, but you can just look up Dark Skies on the Facebook, and you can find him. And it's really cool what he does. So I'm going to show that one again because that's the one that Mike's buying. So that's actually, and that's 14 by 10.
That's
That's gonna say that's a good size. So that'll be actually really good to like actually.
Don't you go buying that Dory. Unless it's a gift to me.
She may buy it for you now.
I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah, there are some of the things that we like I said, the next documentary is planned, but with this virus going on, I actually haven't even heard back from the location if they're open yet or still open. I don't know what the plan is. They haven't,
Sorry, Melvin.
whatever. I don't know what the plan is yet. I haven't heard back. It's a very fun location. I'm actually kind of excited to go to it based upon a few things that I ran across walking through.
Oh yeah, we're all excited for this one.
I can't say anything, Marcus. We were also planning a trip going back to Wildwood, doing some tours, doing some private VIP tours, but until this virus is over, that's on hold.
Everything's been put on hold.
And a big chunk of the donations and proceeds to this event was going to go to Wildwood getting their roof fixed. So hopefully we can get back on track with that as soon as this virus settles down.
Yep.
Hopefully those are it's a lot of fun to do those tours. So
I'm so itchy to investigate. I'm ready to have everybody come over and do my house again.
Yeah, we're itching for it, but we can't really do anything right now.
I mean, you guys are allowed over. I mean, we can do it during the day.
my team was supposed to have an investigation this Saturday. That guy.
They said
canceled.
no more than 10 people. There's 4 of us. 5.
Thing.
No, they changed it to 5 now.
Perfect. We got a team.
I know, right?
Marcus, what are you doing?
My laptop is dying. I
Uh-oh.
didn't have it plugged in.
Got the virus.
I know, right? I have multiple chargers, thank God.
But no, Mark is fumbling around with whatever he's got going on over there. We are planning on a couple different locations, potentially for the remainder of the year. But again, we don't know how long this is going to last, so we're not going to pay money to reserve a place and then have it get canceled or
Right.
not be able to do it and put all this money and planning into it if we can't do it. But we have one we can't give too much information on locally, and then another one out of state that we're going to be looking to do this year. And the out of state one, we've got a few that we're tossing around ideas for still. So
Dory Wheeler says, "Nice jammies, Marcus."
I know, right? Thank you.
You know what? Keeping it real, I'm wearing pajama pants too. That's what I wear to work, guys.
Glory of working
I think-
from home is amazing.
That's what everyone wears to work nowadays. That's working from home, anyway.
My Toms would fit your jammies.
Yes, that would match mine. See?
There we go.
We're showing some leg right now. Dang. Look at Mike. Woohoo!
My pale ass skin.
blind. Oh,
All of us are like that right now. Oh,
I know.
soon.
It's okay, Mike.
So, can you guys like give us like any sort of a hint on where your next location will be?
In Ohio,
In Ohio.
Right on.
it's local, but I'm not going to tell you where.
It's local. Okay.
Yeah,
It's really not local, but
we actually, me, Mike, and Hillary actually scouted the location already.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
But you're familiar with it. I will say that, Sean. You know about it.
Okay. So there's the place where I met Marcus at. Oh, it's so sad, guys. We need to chip in and like find a way to buy it or something. It's so sad what's happening to this place. John, I told you I need to get you into this building.
Yes.
It's
I
the
know.
Stagecoach Inn, dude. This building is it's just so freaking awesome, guys. I mean, this Bible, like there's stories of a Bible that falls off a fireplace. Dude, that freaking happened to me the last time I was there.
The place is nuts. It's crazy.
Oh,
It's
insane.
one of. I mean, I produced the video from there. It was my first one I produced, and I mean, and then when we went there with Ecto, it was just like we got some good stuff from there.
Yeah, we did. Got some disembodied voices. We got some great EVPs. Dory Wheeler wants to know if you guys are going to Post Town.
Not at this time.
No, not at
I
this
always
time.
want to call it Pottstown. I don't know why, but Post Town.
Maybe someday. I mean, we don't know yet. I mean, it could be next year for all we know.
It's a cool place.
We're just looking at. We're trying to get locations that not many people have really like done documentaries or TV shows, stuff like that. That's what we're really trying to do.
Nice.
For the most part. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just depends. But
it depends on the location, I guess.
What you were talking about Stagecoach Inn? Was that? I'm trying to figure out remember where that is.
It's in Palmyra, Ohio, or
Palmyra.
Diamond,
Yeah.
Ohio.
how about
It's like 45 minutes away,
Yeah.
give or take.
What was it?
It's like out by Ravenna.
Was it a restaurant or something? Because I know there was a place called the Stagecoach Inn that burnt down last year.
That's a different place.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if the guy will ever sell it, I would be open to discussing that potentially.
I know, right? I mean, it's falling apart, man. I don't even know if it's worth it anymore.
I mean, we
Yeah.
need to see some money put into it. I
It's
mean, we need to
it's
do that.
It's a historical location in Ohio, registered historical location, and it's just sitting there rotting away.
I feel like there's government credits for rehabilitating historical buildings. I mean, I feel like you could get that money to do it if you actually had it purchased.
You probably could find grants for it, but I know a lot of states are different. When it comes to building a historical home, even any remodeling has to be approved through the city once it's been deemed historical. You can't just go in and gut it, rebuild it. You have to get permission every step of the way from the city. So that's going to be a pain in the ass.
Denise wants us to save that building.
She does.
I don't know how to get in touch with the owner of the building. So
I got 5 on it.
I do.
$5.
I know
Let's
a
do
guy
it.
that knows a guy.
you know the
Let's
guy?
do it. Sean, let's do it. Let's get together. Let's save that building.
How are we going to do that? It's got floors that have caved in.
I'd have to look at it.
Let me turn my work alarm on.
Oh,
I know somebody you can call.
The
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Boom.
I know somebody who tried to buy it and they were not able to come to a deal.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
So
It needs to be saved. I mean, that building is amazing.
it does.
I mean,
Well,
yeah, there's literally like when you look, there's a section of floor missing, and it's just like we need that needs to be rebuilt. The foundation needs to be something done with that. It's
the
a
electricity there is bad.
Yeah.
There's so much.
I remember you guys running a generator out there last time.
Yeah.
I remember that. The building is awesome.
We would have caught the building on fire with all the cameras we set up. And we set up
We would've.
like 8 static cameras. Dude, we would have caught that building on fire. Like it had like one working outlet, like it like the coffee maker like would flicker. I mean,
Yeah,
it was bad. And the bathroom door wasn't even a door.
it was
But-
like a flap of like material. Seriously, that's all it was. No, but it's a good place. It's definitely worth saving if we could.
Or he says, put your stimulus checks together.
We won't get one because we
Unfortunately, we're all working. That was what I heard. I can't.
I heard something different.
Nobody knows the truth these days.
Nobody knows anything because they're not going to agree anyways.
But I
Hey, what do you when you end up with an extra $1,200 in your checking account that you're not expecting?
just remember it's coming out of your taxes next year.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, guess who's here? The boss man himself, David Wolver. Says,
Wolver!
"There's Marcus."
There I am,
What's up, Oliver?
the second boss man.
And everyone else. Thanks.
Apparently, I'm more important than y'all.
Or he was very hesitant to bring you up being on the show.
Yeah, who knows?
You know what it is? It's the blue around the headphones.
It is.
Is that like your gaming headphones? You use that for
Yeah,
when you're
I
gaming?
do. Yeah,
Nice. So do you use Xbox?
yeah. You want it?
Yeah, dude. Paradad 79.
Yes.
Yes.
Paradad 79. That's me.
There you go. Text me your
So-
name.
So when you're Paradad 79. So
I'll forget. I admit I'll forget.
hey, so when you're playing Warzone and it says killed by Paradad 79, that was me.
And then you can and I'll get on the mic and yell at you.
Oh, dude, that game is great. Like they even like show the replay of like the player coming at you and they kill you. So it's like when you snipe somebody, I'm like, yeah, they saw me. They saw what I saw.
Hey, John, it's
Sorry,
free too. Get on there.
it's free.
Oh, okay.
It's free. Get on there.
It's a great game.
Check it out.
And Para Game Night. Let's do it. Corona edition. We should do that, Wolliver. Let's do that. Let's go live on RU Media. I don't know how to stream a video game, but I'm sure it can't be that hard, right? And I mean, if 10-year-olds can do it, I could probably figure it
I
out.
mean, we could probably figure it out. We could all do it.
I guess I'm coming over because I don't have a video station game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry.
we're all going to John's house and we're gonna set everything up there. It will be good.
I mean,
Do
we
a
have
projector.
that just it's right there.
We need a 4K projector movie theater screen.
His dad has one.
Well, I don't know. If
It is
But-
4K.
I don't-
Yeah, I'm with Wolver. Let's do that.
If you have an Xbox, you can stream the game to a laptop, and from there, it's easy. Not if it's my crap top, but hey. So we went down a rabbit hole, guys. I apologize. That's my fault.
I think we're all tired.
God.
So I mean, it's exhausting, but these past couple weeks, I mean, I don't know if you guys have kids and kids that are normally at school that are not at school and they're running around the house, running amok. And this I don't know what all these posts are saying about this homeschooling. My kids, they get like an hour-long video and then they like have a couple little projects and they're done. Their school is like 2 hours out of their day, not even. I'm like, what is this? This needs to take more time out of their day. So I have like a little over a half acre, my yard. So like 2-3 times a week, I've been having them run around the yard for 5 minutes. I'm like, it's gym time. And then they got to run
His
the
head.
property line.
Do you throw balls at
Do
him?
not go over to Sean's house because he'll make us run.
Oh,
It'd probably be good for us though.
there we go. Wolliver. He's on our YouTube channel. What's up? All right.
Nice.
So, since we were talking about games, let's go over to equipment. We know Hillary likes the dowsing rods. Marcus, what is your choice piece of equipment?
Well, as John knows, I have the Panasonic's little bastard of a recorder. John, you have it too. And the funny thing is, when me and John are together, I am not kidding. We'll grab EVPs like crazy on these things, but when we're with everyone else, nothing comes across. It's really weird, right? So that's probably one of my favorite pieces of equipment. It's a Sony recorder. We have it on a voice activation, and when we capture those EVPs, we capture them, and they're clear. And we've never caught it as a group, but it's when me and you are alone was when we capture those EVPs.
Yep.
So that's probably my favorite piece of equipment.
Mike's gone. So, John, why don't you tell us about your favorite piece
I
of
think
equipment?
Mike was in the bathroom, but man, I don't know. I like all the equipment for different reasons. I've become more of a fan of the divination stuff and the more spiritual, investigative style. I like those personal experiences, even though it's a little harder to convey on film. We did a good job of that, and I like that experience. It's more real to me than relying on something to light up or make a noise. But one piece of equipment that's really, really cool that I was super bummed that didn't work when we were filming the documentary was I had my grandpa who passed away, his old radio converted into like one of those spirit box, like portal type things from Jeff Fent, and Jeff makes really great boxes. But somehow the battery switch got turned on and the battery wound up dying while we were filming, and I never got to use it for the documentary. So that'll have to make an appearance in documentary too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I took
But-
the. Sorry.
But the voices that we got to come through the spirit box were pretty sweet though too. In the doctor's room.
Yep.
Oh, they're clear. That can't get any more clear than that. It's like, whoa. That's another piece of equipment I can't wait to use. Your grandpa's box.
Yeah.
Hillary, if John took your did I scare you? So, if John were to take your dowsing rods and throw them away, what would be your choice piece of equipment? Nice.
The perfect answer.
What would be your next choice of equipment?
My puppy.
The puppy. I want to take my dog. I want to take my dog.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I want to take him to Madison Seminary. Do you think Adam would let me?
probably.
Probably.
You have to ask him.
He's sensitive. He's sensitive and he wants to keep it that. Sorry, old Jules song or something. Sorry, go on.
I'm thinking. Ask Mike.
I wasn't here. What was the question?
What's your choice piece of equipment to use while investigating?
Oh man. Honestly, my body, the feeling. Thanks, Dory. You had to pee.
Dory says, "Welcome back, Mike."
And I knew Markets was long enough in detail. I had enough time. I love you, buddy.
Everyone loves me.
Really, a lot of it's, I use a lot of you actually don't even see. I tend to use the millimeter quite a bit, but mine's kind of old and raggedy, so I didn't really use it. Really, I like using my body, my own personal feelings, my own energy, emotions, feeling. Definitely in this documentary, really enjoyed using the UV light. Shout out to Rich Horn from Ghostlight.
That was
For
really cool.
that was, that helped capture that apparition. I really enjoyed using that.
Yeah, and by the way, me and Mike watched that thing over and over and over and over and over again, trying to figure it out.
Real quick, I had to put this back on the screen. It's now recorded out in the universe. Denise, I'm gonna bring Max. That's my old dog. Oh. All right, I'm gonna bring Gramps, and I'm gonna say you let me, and it's now recorded for proof. So there it is.
Wait, what's your dog's name?
Gramps.
Oh, I thought you said grapes, but okay.
I call him Grapes sometimes. That's fine.
Bring Harley to Madison.
It's the reason why is we got him.
Hey,
We got him right before my grandfather passed away, and
Aw.
we knew he was going. And my kids called him Gramps.
That's
So
what I called my grandpa too.
really, that my kids called him Gramps for instead of great grandpa or whatever. They called him Gramps, and
Aw.
sometimes they would call him Grapes when they were younger. So sometimes we do that.
That I just said grapes for that was the weirdest
Yeah,
thing.
that is really weird. So real quick, Sonia Kelly. She wants to know if you think that Ouija boards really work. Now, I don't want to ask Marcus or John because they did a session, and I think I already know their answer. Mike, what do you think?
I've never used one. I have one. It was given to me by my wife's mom. Watching them use it, I would say I do think they work. As a kid, I remember my mom and my stepdad using one, and I remember the night they burned it. I was seeing weird shit around the house.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
I didn't know that. I was like 5.
I'm just letting you know.
Burned it.
Especially in the movies. So
I do believe they work. It's no different than the dowsing rods. It's no different than a millimeter. It's a way to communicate.
yeah, I agree with you on that. They don't work with me though. It's weird. At least they didn't the last time I tried. What do you think, Hillary?
I've never used one either. Based upon whenever Marcus and John did it, that was the first time that I've ever seen it ever happened. I felt it was genuine and it was, it was really intense. So I don't know how I feel about myself using them, even though I know it's another form of communication. I don't know. Something just tells me like it's not for you type of thing. Like I'd rather just stick to, my other
Your dowsing rods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, it goes through you the same kind of way. So real quick, Dory Wheeler says she's never had a bad experience with the Ouija board. Kathy Centauri says, thank you, Sean. It was so nice to see everyone. Kathy, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, Kathy.
Harley, come here, house.
No, I gotta get my dog. He's upstairs. I could show a picture. I post enough pictures of him on Facebook. I'm sure everybody knows.
But no, some people, they have different theories within Ouija boards and dowsing rods, and they say it's the idiometer effect and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I do think in some cases it could be, but you have to put yourself in those shoes, right? Yeah, you would know if you're in that situation. You feel the energy, you feel the things that are going on around you. I couldn't explain the energy that I was feeling during that. It felt like my whole body was supercharged and my back was on fire for the entire time. And I just wish that there was a way for us to transfer what we feel and our personal experiences to the people that watch, because there's just no way, unfortunately, to do that other than us, saying what we're feeling.
Right.
And that's such a hard thing to have people understand. But the feeling that we had during that Ouija board session, there's nothing other than something paranormal that was going on there that could have caused it.
Yeah.
I do think some people with fake Ouija boards, it's very easy to do, but if you watch the video, the angle we had the camera at, you can tell we barely had our hands.
There's the puppy.
Harley.
So Tim Schoon says when he worked at Toys R Us, they sold Ouija boards. And he always thought that was a weird thing for a toy store to be selling.
Yep.
Well, the thing is, it's sold with the board games by Hasbro. And it's sold as a game. And it started out as a parlor game. So it's actually got a really interesting history. And it didn't have a bad rap until the movies started to say that, it was all demonic. Melvin says, bring the cat back.
I don't know where he is.
But I don't feel like anything that we dealt with was necessarily negative with the board. I just think we had so much energy and so many things going on that it was just a lot to take in.
Something that Harley does not like.
Are you in the second bedroom upstairs?
She wouldn't let me hold her, and Harley, she loves being held.
Oh yeah. She knows.
Laura Holmes says she had experience with the Ouija board. We'd like to hear that story, Laura.
Yeah. I think after using this one with John, I already knew it was gonna work, but I didn't realize how crazy the session was gonna be, and I've never felt so much pain in my back using it. It was just, again, so much energy. Like, even just watching it, it still brings, you can still feel that. Like watching it with my parents, I could still, it brought that like pain back into my shoulders, my back, and everything. So again, like I
Yeah.
mean, until you do it,
It's
it's
hard to explain. It really is. And
Yeah.
when that planchette was, I mean, like really fast, like sliding with a lot of energy across the board, it was scary, man. Because like you don't want to break your connection with the planchette and the board.
Or
And when it was around, huh?
I was quoting Hillary from the documentary.
No, it's scary. You don't want to break that connection, and when it's moving like that, you don't know what to do. Like, if it was us controlling it, I wouldn't put myself in that kind of situation. So, like, it's a scary thing.
I agree with
Yeah.
Dory. With
Dory
what-
says that she has had spirits that couldn't spill worth a damn.
that's like what was happening at Wildwood. Like, we didn't know what the hell they were trying to spell, except for the one word, which was "mama."
And
And-
Mama back.
Yeah.
And mama.
That was creepy.
Yeah.
that
I
one.
know. That was the creepiest thing that happened. I was like,
my question is, they wanted me to sing Queen either.
it was just being a smartass. Seriously,
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. Let's do it. Para karaoke's next.
Ew.
Hilly's like, not me.
No.
I'm not doing it.
So Sonia, with in regards to wanting to see one move by itself, I mean, it's very, very rare to see poltergeist activity and things moving on their own. It takes a ton of energy. The reason, sorry, I read the other comment. The reason that they move when you're doing the Ouija boards or the dowsing rods is because you're giving the spirits a conduit and some energy in order to make and manipulate those objects. So that's why you typically would see them move within, I guess, these experiments.
Yeah.
I do have to say something because this exactly reminded me of what Dory just said, where she said Mama is supposed to be associated with Zoe.
Oh, I was waiting to bring that up. But okay, that's okay. No, let's jump into that because that's a very interesting.
You got like 5 more minutes of my time. I got to go to bed, and I got a kid that's got to go to bed.
Okay, what do you guys
Yeah, me
think
too.
of Zozo and the Ouija board and I guess Mama's? I guess do you guys think that Zozo's like a real?
I mean,
thing?
we've heard about it, but the thing that I want to say is whenever we were filming the documentary and in the middle, when it started going back and forth, and I was like, no, because it started to spell with a Z. And I thought that's what it was going to, was to spell Zozo. So
Yeah.
that's why you hear me like freaking out, and it makes no sense why I'm freaking out. But it's because I thought it was about to start spelling that. And that the reason why when Dory said that, I was like, oh shit, yep, that's exactly what I was thinking whenever it was spelling. But I didn't correlate Mama and Zozo, but now.
Yeah, I've
No, you do.
never heard of Mama being anything associated with Zozo, so that alone tells you this wasn't
Something to look into for sure.
wasn't the
I mean-
Indiana effect. I had no idea Mama met
My
Zozo.
thing is that there's a lot of stories out there, right? Like Slender Man and things like that. So to me, I believe that if you have a story that's out there and people go out there and they believe enough that it's true, then
You create it's created
you can
because
kind of create it, right? So is Zozo one of those things, or did like maybe another spirit take on the name after hearing people talk about it so much?
like Supernatural. I'm not sure if people watch Supernatural at all, but that's
I
why
don't.
Tulpa.
I reminded
It's
of that episode where the people were thinking of these crazy things and they started happening because they were thinking of it in it.
Yeah,
It's a tulpa.
Who?
that's the one. That's the word, a topa.
A
It's a
total.
tulpa.
Billy Gerber says that he's heard of the Mama being associated with Zozo. Melvin, this is the most he said all day. Personally, I think it's something that may have started off as an alias of different spirits, energies, and now he believes thought form or type of tulpa due to the belief of energy put in that Z entity came to life or type of life.
Oh wow.
So, and then Dory's bringing up, of course, 7.
Well,
So,
That's kind of interesting too, because we asked what the favorite number was, and I believe we got 7 as the response. So
Yeah.
Great show. Need to listen to Graveyard Evidence. He's investigating later. Okay. Later. Thank you, Joe, for
Thank you, Joe.
coming on. I share this evidence, Joe. Joe, you got to come
Yeah,
on.
we
the
need
show
to
sometime.
we need to see this.
He's been to a lot of really cool locations, and he posts his findings on YouTube.
Nice.
So, man, well, I'll let you guys go. We all got to go to bed, right?
Yeah, it's bedtime.
I got to be up at 3:30.
I got to be up in like 3 hours.
Well, so yeah, you guys really need to get to bed. So,
Oh, here's Marcus needs 2 hours of sleep, and he still has more energy than anybody else the next day. So
I probably do.
I don't think there's any doubt in anyone's mind about that. Anyone that's met Marcus Hogg knows the energy. Man, it's insane. I just want a little bit of it, man.
I'll just start passing it on to people.
Please, man, do it like not now. I need to go to bed, but
Yeah.
send some over here.
Okay, I'll do it tonight in my sleep for tomorrow morning.
I need it here by 3:45.
Okay, I'll give you some too.
So, all right, Melvin says, good stuff, guys. Very enjoyable show. Can't wait to see your investigation.
thanks, Melvin.
All right. So,
Thank you,
yeah,
Melvin.
everyone's saying thank you. They enjoyed the show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Everyone, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay home. All right. Stay away from the corona. Unless you're working, if you're one of those people, then thank you. You're doing something important for us. So, thank you. And be safe. Stay away from the corona. Don't get sick. Don't get anyone else sick. And on that note, everyone have a great night. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a blast. You guys are welcome on anytime. So if you guys want to promote an event, a show, anything, just send me a message. In fact, I'll probably send you a message. But anytime, guys. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Oh yeah, thank you, Denise. Wash your hands and don't touch your face. All right.
Night.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Sean. Good night,
Hey,
guys.
thank you guys so much.
Love all you.
Night, guys.
Good night, everybody. Signing off on Spreaker.
Come on first.
Goodbye, guys.
Night. Love you guys.